Got this old Brooks and Dunn CD playing right here. And just thinking, a lot of modern dating is just kind of stupid, and it's not really productive or anything, especially for young men and women. Y'all probably start dating when you're 14 years old, starting in high school, just and there's nothing wrong with wanting to do that. It's completely normal. I mean that it's just kind of, you should work on yourself as a person before you enter into a relationship. And it's simple too, if you enjoy each other's company too, by all means, hang out. But see how you could, as a guy, man, guiding that lady and woman, trying to be a good potential future wife to that man. None of you are better than each other. You complement each other's life. I think it says in Genesis, it's not good for man to be alone, so he created Eve to be of Adam. A lot of people had these expectations kind of driven in lust, and how I originally thought relationships should be is just all about, thinking it has to be about sex, all the time. And it's just now knowing that, I think intimacy is important in marriage, very much so. But it's all about now, this kind of glorifying God, doing His will, and helping each other on your walk with Christ. A lot of these country songs are pretty good. A lot of people get hurt by relying on that other individual for happiness. Now, they're a compliment to your life, but you should be relying on yourself for your own happiness, and you should be complete without them. Then when you come together, then you're two complete people. So when you bring a kid into the world, it's good. You have that foundation. I want you to take away that you should feel confident. You should feel good. And of course, not every day is going to be overly great, but being the light in the world. Enjoy life. God doesn't want us to be in these unequally yoked relationships and to suffer. He'll give us warnings all about those kinds of things. He wants what's best for us. Now, that saying too, I talked about with my fiance, how sometimes I told her that a lot of people in this modern generation, even before, have these expectations. There's nothing wrong with having standards at all, but if you're a worldly man, don't expect to attract a woman of God or a high quality woman that has a big heart. If you're still in the world on dating apps, hooking up and doing those kinds of things, don't expect to find somebody that's has your best interests at heart like that. Of course, could you potentially meet someone that's your future wife off dating app? I'm just gonna say no, because it's the way it's set up and the way it is. It's just not worth it. It's better off meeting people organically. So when you're in getting interested in dating, you shouldn't have, before marriage, I don't think you should not have sex, as it says, in God's word, multiple times, be considered fornicating. And you might like or love that person, but it's so much better just to wait. I think it's so much more rewarding that way, just knowing you're doing something the right way. And I get it. Weird. Cars need to stop at stop signs. I give that guy a D. I think that early on in relationships, glorifying God together and just growing with one another, and supporting each other's dreams and aspirations. If you find yourself dating somebody that is trying to crush down your aspirations, your dreams, your goals, get them the heck out of your life. You shouldn't have losers in your life like that try to discourage you. It's kind of a beta male trait and a Jezebel trait to just always bring people down. You want to see your partner win. You want to see your partner do well, thrive, as she should, as you want her to think that of you, to want you to thrive and to grow as a person. But you shouldn't need a relationship. It's a compliment to your life. Honoring that person, maybe helping them to help you out of a good heart, and I think too, just be honest from the get-go with you're finding someone with that person, tell them everything. A trick is to easy way to eliminate a narcissist or somebody that's not good for you is be 100% yourself. And if they like you, they'll stick around. If they don't, bye-bye. Then that way you're not playing games and wasting each other's time. I think that it's important for every man to have a time and period where he's single. Excuse me. And for a woman that's single for a period of time. I don't think it's the healthiest to, even high school romances, they can work. I've seen people get married and it's their high school sweetheart and they've been together all their lives. But if you find yourself that kind of lost and don't know who you are, don't jump into any kind of relationship or kind of that way. Focus on building yourself with the Lord and self-improving your life. I'm lucky. I've always had an abundance mentality, so I've always had strong beliefs from a fairly young age, and I never tolerated crap or BS much. I was a young guy. I got deceived like everyone, but a lot of people didn't like me for who I was, for my strong beliefs, and that's totally fine. They could go somewhere else, it could be friendship, relationship. If someone doesn't appreciate you, then leave. And have the mindset of helping that other person and helping you, like you're complimenting each other's life. You're staying together, you're coming together for a common goal to get closer to God. And it's of course about you two, but it's also about you two being selfless, in a sense, serving God, in the sense, I'm the happiest I ever was when I'm being selfless. It's so strange. The world tells us to be selfish, to be just do all these things selfishly to you. And there's some things that I guess are kind of selfish in a good way, good selfish. I do. But when you're selfless and the other person's as well as kind of selfless, but you both have a common goal, you're both strong individuals, that's great, because it's now you're able to see things for what they are. While I'm driving back home. And don't be deceived by charm or somebody's initial looks. They might look hot, pretty. They might look that way. But you'll know, ye shall know them by their fruits. If someone's coming to you, and sometimes if it's too good to be true, right? If it's too good to be true, it usually is. And what fruits do they bear? God always revealed to me when I went on dates, like, even when I wasn't like a man of God yet, I still had a little bit of a mustard seed in me, a little bit of faith. He always revealed they always revealed their biggest red flags on like the first few dates to me. You know, they always like really big red flags. And that was a warning from the Most High God, like, hey man, like this. And as I grew wiser, all these Bible verses make sense. Be not ye unequally yoked of unbelievers. It makes so much sense. You should be attracted to the person you're marrying and date 100%. I think it's, you know, they should be attracted to you, you know. And that's the other thing too, like taking care of your physical health, and as well as when you're working on your relationship with God, like repenting, getting your spirit right, like you will become more attractive too. Like, so of course there's outward appearance and there's also inward appearance. When you have like both, and like your inward appearance especially is really like growing, like you will be attractive to like a lot of people, you know. And it's about person's character. Attraction's important, and really the bigger picture in serving the Most High together, and to grow, to be selfless, to be tight jaw, and to be serving the Most High. Whenever you feel that urge or need just to jump into any kind of relationship, then you probably aren't ready per se. Like this, you feel like it's something to do because it looks fun or activity. It should be fun, it should be great, but you have to date with a purpose to get married to. So if you're a lady watching this, if a guy is trying to pressure you into having sex, then that's a red flag. If guys, if you're just thinking of just getting sex out of a woman on the first 2 dates, that's just, it's a little bit, you got to understand too, like when you're like thinking about this, I understand like guys crave physical intimacy, I get it. You like want people to think you're attractive and like want to get connected to somebody. However, I'm telling you, if someone's willing to do that on the first few dates, that's a red flag, and that's not good. Like, you want to be able to reserve that for marriage, and now you can maybe, you know, kiss them, hold their hand, have fun. This, in other ways, like go bowling or go for a hike. But yeah, if you're a guy, don't think about sex. That should not be your prerogative on the first few dates. You should be thinking about finding a future woman of God, your future wife, and someone that's not gonna give themselves away, because that's a red flag. Date with an intention, a goal, and purpose. And just because someone's charming or just looks good, right, doesn't mean they are your future spouse. And it's also a red flag too. If someone's overly nice to you at the beginning, like, it's a red flag to me now when people are overly, you want people to be kind and friendly, but you don't want people to give you overly compliments on everything. That's kind of weird and a red flag, because usually those people will betray you later on. But guys, I'm going to end this here. And if you need want some dating advice, and I don't even want to call it dating advice. It's dating with a purpose for marriage advice. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. Take care. Peace. Bye.